first and foremost, I dropped a video over the weekend that highlighted and kind of explained why I was divesting myself against Disney. I sold all of my shares in Disney, as well as my daughter's shares in Disney. Obviously, Rita goes without saying because she's a part of me, and so me and Rita are, it's ours. You know what I'm saying? But I sold my shares in Disney. I sold Leslie's shares in Disney. And I've been watching the company. I've been paying attention to the companies that I've been investing in for an extended period of time now, right? So I dropped that video, and I also highlighted why I was not going to see Wakanda forever, and why I was no longer going to subscribe to Disney Plus, why I was never going to go to a Disney theme park, why I was never going to watch ESPN, because we have options now. We have options now. And I think that people largely miss the message. And the message that I was highlighting wasn't necessarily as it refers to black people, right? Because I align myself with people based off of the character, not just the color. But I think that the color also allows for me to relate to black people a little bit more because I am black. I grew up around black people, and that's the people that I largely am surrounded by on a regular basis. So I can relate to the issues and the things that they talk about, especially black men, right? But it doesn't mean that I don't also align myself or rock with people that may look differently than me. I want to have conversations with people. I have some people coming on the panel this weekend for the live stream, which is one of the reasons why I created the content creation space. I want to get every single person's opinion, and hopefully I can draw from that so I can become a better version of myself. I also talked about, well, let me mine out this Disney thing really quickly before we go into the Farrakhan video. I've been watching Disney for a long time. And so I don't believe that every corporation, just because they don't look like me or anything like that, is a bad corporation. Furthermore, I don't think that corporations are above making mistakes because corporations are largely run by people, especially publicly traded companies, right? And so when I start to mine it out and I've been paying attention to certain companies, there's been no company that's been more egregious, in my opinion, directly in front of my face that I can see than Disney. I mean, they are very much advocates for pushing agendas and things into our face that we don't necessarily care for. I watched the whole fallout between the state of Florida, the governor, and Disney as far as them continuing to push an agenda. I've seen how they operated during the pandemic. I see how they continue to push the alphabet community's agenda in our face. Every movie that I turn on, including Buzz Lightyear, a cartoon, Love and Thunder, Thor, Wakanda Forever, I cannot not see an agenda being pushed, whether it's alphabet community, whether it's women focused, whether it's the emasculation of men, no matter what it is. And I could be wrong. And I'm not telling anybody else what they should do with their money. What I'm saying is that I'm moving a little bit differently, and I almost wish that I can't see it because the more that you know, the more responsible you are for making the right decisions, right? So without going too deep into it, because if you want to watch that video, it is on this channel. But without going too deep into it, I said that I don't want to be bothered. I can't. I'm not going to give another dollar of my own personal money. And again, you can do what you want to do, but I'm not, and I'm going to continue to document the journey, which is one of the reasons that I'm talking about it. I'm never going to give another dollar knowingly to Disney specifically because I don't care for the way that they've been doing business for a long time now. And it seemed like black people completely missed the message. It's like it just, they start talking about, black director or whatever. And again, I'm trying to help you to understand the way I'm thinking. I'm not trying to convince you to do anything. I'm just going to continue to document the journey. The way that we tell a company how we feel is by how it is that we spend our dollars. And so if you continue to let people or companies at large feed you this stupid agenda and not holding them accountable, not by protesting, not by going to get a sign, but by starting to move differently as far as how it is that you want to spend your money, why should they do anything different? Because they don't care as long as they continue to make the money off of you. So what they do is they then start to appease you instead of satisfying the idea that they're there strictly for entertainment and not to push an agenda by then giving you a black director or giving you some actors. But let's be clear, all of the money still flows up. And the people that make the decisions are the ones that determine whether or not you're going to eat or not. How do you think that the whole alphabet community has been able to push this agenda in the first place? You acquire power, you acquiesce a little bit, but you still continue to slowly march and push your agenda into the narrative or into society to where next thing you know, everybody is using any bathroom that they want to, and we don't even know where to send who to prison. I digress. Nike, right? We're just going to continue to go straight on down the line. I made the decision over the weekend, and I thought long and hard about this. Pause. I thought long and hard about Nike, right? Shout out to Janesta. I appreciate you for the 10-ball love. You always love and support the channel and what it is that we got going on here. Said, good morning, brother Anton and family. I need to change my schedule. I feel you on that. Nike. So Nike, very, very, very difficult company to get away from. I mean, they make everything from hoodies to jerseys to socks. They in everything. They're in every single athlete's pocket, it almost seems like. And it was kind of a wake-up call when we seen Ye walk away from Nike and move over to Adidas, because we then realized that we didn't have to have Nike in order to be able to look fresh and fly. We didn't. We didn't have to have Nike. And so, I was never on board with what Nike's position has been when it comes to inserting themselves into politics, supporting the whole Black Lives Matter movement, which turned out to be a lie that absolutely continued to lead Black people down a path in which was not best for them. They went through this whole Colin Kaepernick thing and supported that, which I didn't necessarily care for. Them inserting themselves. Sell fucking shoes. Stop being a part of this cog that continues to try to create the narrative. And who is behind the scenes dictating what causes we need to get behind and not? Why are they not in the apparel and entertainment? You don't see Asics. You don't see Skechers. You don't see New Balance taking a position on anything. The only thing that you see them doing is trying to sell shoes. But Nike continues to insert themselves into politics. And see, once I seen how Adidas moved and I deleted the Confirm app, I looked at my phone and I said, I still got the sneakers app. Why do I got the sneakers app? Why do I got the Nike app? Are they that ingrained into what it is that I do that I can't divest myself from them? I looked at my sneaker collection and I have over 250 pairs of unworn sneakers. A lot of them are right up here. I started moving all of my collection into the office and all of that. And I said, is it that imperative and important for me to hold on to Nike, considering that they are right there with Disney, in my opinion? I mean, right below. If Disney is 1A, then Nike for me, and I'm not telling you what to do, but Nike for me is 1B. A lot of y'all don't even understand that Asics, I see y'all dissing Asics, but Asics is actually considered the best running shoe and the most comfortable for your feet. See, we get so far caught up in drip that we don't even start to pay attention to how it is affecting our body. We will walk out there and walk in shoes that is too little just to try to impress everybody else. And it's okay to be fresh. It's okay to be fly. I'm with that. But we so much of sheep that we can't even think for ourselves. We so worried about what everybody else is going to think about us that we're willing to go along to get along just to fit in, just like we still in high school. Like we not 28, 29, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60 fucking years old. We still trying to appease the masses instead of learning to think for yourself and make an informed decision, which is one of the reasons why we still vote the way that we vote. I digress. But Nike, right? And I said, you know what? I'm getting rid of all of my Nike stock. Got rid of it. I'm selling every pair of Nike sneakers except for the ones that I wear on a regular basis, because let's be clear, I paid for it. I'm going to wear it if I've been wearing it, but all of the unworn pairs of Nike, I would say probably 180 pairs of Nike. I got about 70 to 75 pairs of Yeezys. I do plan on keeping my Yeezys. As of right now, I don't plan on selling my Yeezys. It's a business decision. I've even decided that I don't even want to do the whole sneaker resale business because if you're not going to be in a Nike, see, and this is how they get you. They insert themselves so far into everything that we do that it almost makes sense for us to not divest ourselves from it. But I will completely get rid of the company that my daughter runs as far as the resale business to just completely divest myself away from it. Because at some point, I have to make a decision and I cannot continue to subject myself to the things that I personally, and you're going to have to evaluate it on your own based off of your own standards, morals, and ethics. But I personally do not agree with the way that Nike continues to insert themselves into our lives as far as politics. And then when they did this whole movement where they decided to rock against Kyrie because he tweeted and he didn't even have an opinion on, despite the fact that Kyrie is one of the best, if not most, way better than Kevin Durant's shoe sales, is outselling him. They are willing to think about this for a minute. They are willing to make the sacrifice in order to continue to push an agenda and not make money off of a shoe just to no longer be associated with a person that they may or may not agree with. So why am I supposed to move any differently than them? Why should I have any different of a way that I move as far as who it is that I like to consume, like what I like to, support as a consumer? Why should I move any differently? And so I made the hard decision. And again, it doesn't mean that I'm going to get rid of every hoodie and all of this other type of stuff, but I'm no longer going to knowingly buy Nike sneakers because they personally for me, and you need to make your own decision. And I'm not advocating for anybody to follow a movement, and I'm not trying to start an uprising or anything like that. But what I am saying is that personally, in documenting my journey, I've decided to fall away from it. Now, I would love to go over, and I'm going to give more details. I got a whole video coming because I've decided to go with other sneaker companies. Other sneaker companies. I love drip. I love sneakers. And I'm going to continue to rock them. I just won't rock those. Unless new and more information over an extended period of time shows the behavior that more closely aligns with what it is that I'm going with. Now, I don't expect Nike to care for anything that I talk about. I'm just a small little teeny tiny pebble in the cog. But I've decided that I'm no longer going to rock with it. And that's one of the benefits of being in America is that we have choices. And I can choose not to be a consumer of Nike goods and services. I don't owe them anything. They don't owe me anything. And so I decided that I wanted to divest against them, both in my portfolio and in what it is that I choose to buy. So over the next, I would say 3 months, I plan on listing at least 1 or 2 a day. Even if I'm selling them at a loss, I will be getting rid of every single pair of unworn Nike sneakers, including my beloved. Let me show you what my beloveds are. These are my beloveds. These are my beloveds. These are my favorite pair of Nike sneakers ever. These are my fear of gods. Never worn. Most beautiful pair of beautiful Nikes that I've ever laid hands on. I mean, the only other pair that I don't have, and it's just because I was just unwilling to pay the price to get them, was the Marty McFlys. The Marty McFlys. So as a result, the company that I did decide to go with, shout out to the Lockhart Perspective, says, Anton, you are a brand of hoodies. Oh, don't worry. All of the merch is coming. Also, shout out to Lil Black Book 91. Says, I respect the message about Nike Disney in the last few years. The agendas have increased significantly. Protests with money hurt more. Leaders take flags and plant them in new territory. Respect. Shout out to Lil Black Book. I appreciate you, big dog, for supporting the platform. I support your platform too. I've been paying attention to the things you got going over there, my friend. Absolutely awesome. But I can't do it anymore. And so the company that I do decide to go with, in addition to Yeezy, And I can't wait till Ye decide to actually start to come forth with his own new sneaker company. The company that I've recently purchased. As a matter of fact, I like to show the receipt. So I'm gonna just go ahead and show the receipt really quickly. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here, I'll just show my screen really quickly. Let's get this demon off of my screen. I decided to go with Reloaded. A lot of y'all are not familiar with Reloaded. Reloaded specifically is from Omi and the Hellcat. I am a fan of Omi and the Hellcat and what it is that he's doing from a merch perspective. I love what Omi has going on. Shout out to my dog Razik said, need proof of liquidating Nike. That's a hard sell, G. You ain't got to worry about it. I don't mind showing the receipts. I don't mind showing the receipts at all. So I recently started purchasing Reloaded specifically because I know Omi. I know who he is. I know what he represents. I know that he's done some things that I may not agree with. He's made mistakes, so has all of us. These companies have made way more mistakes. And as a matter of fact, I wouldn't even call what these companies do mistakes. I'll say they've been way more intentional in hurting people for profits and to push an agenda. But I like what Omi is doing from a merch perspective. I think that he's awesome. And so I've decided to switch out the majority of what I wear on my feet for Reloaded. If you guys are not familiar with Reloaded merch, and I'm not rocking with Adidas either, then here, let me just go to Reloaded. Man, I thought I placed it. Did I place it up? I must not have did it right. Or maybe Anton's internet connection is bad. Who knows? But when that pulls up, for whatever reason, it's not pulling up right now. When that pulls up, then I'll show you guys what it is that I got going on. But I decided to order that, see how their products are, and then we're going to go from there. Shout out to Keep It Techie. Y'all go and watch that interview I did with Keep It Techie. Thank you for supporting the platform, my friend. In addition to that, .G Sauce, I appreciate you for the fireball. Says, Anton, I'm looking to take advantage of my taxes. What's the name of the Patreon video for this? You're going to have to go through. It's a lot of different Patreon videos in there. I would watch the mastermind session. Here, let me show what Reloaded got going on over here. So Reloaded does a lot of dope stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I think that they have some phenomenal sneakers. And I like what they have going on. I like the zero low glow in the darks. And so I like it. I do like it. And now that may not necessarily be for you, but it's certainly for me. And I like what they have going on over here. So I'm definitely going to continue to support. I like personally Omi and what he's doing in his brand. And I'm definitely going to keep rocking what he doing. And then as I see different sneakers that I'm rocking with, I definitely will support. But more importantly, I think that the message that I'm trying to convey to you guys is no matter what you're doing, no matter what you wear or rock, doesn't have to be a major brand. I would advise for you to start rocking with people that you actually know and love, and rock with. People that you know. If you don't know who they are, if you don't know who's behind the scenes, I bet you the majority of y'all cannot even tell me who's the CEO of Nike right now without Googling it. I guarantee the overwhelming majority of the people don't even know who the CEO of Nike is. You don't know who the board members are. You don't know who the majority shareholders are. You don't even know who's the person that's marketing and pushing out these agendas and making a decision to rock with who they're going to rock with in the first place. But you give your hard-earned consumer dollars just because a rapper or entertainer continues to rock it, and you don't even know where your money is going right into funding your own demise, and you have no clue as to why this is happening. But I'm going to continue to do what I do. Shout out to Omi and the Hellcat. I like the brand. I like what it is that he's doing. I like how he markets himself. And as of today, I checked today, he has over 1 million people that are rocking with him on Instagram, and his brand is absolutely going crazy. I've watched a recent video of what he was talking about aligning with and partnering with a lot of different people that are doing merch and clothes and stuff like that. And he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars investing in printing machines and all of this other type of stuff. So I respect the hustle. I respect that he's reinvesting in himself, and I respect the rebranding and him transitioning his life into being something a little bit more positive. And I'm going to rock with him. I'm rocking with him. I'm rocking with what his brand is. I have no hate whatsoever. I don't like the way that he was talking to the news reporter on camera. And so we had a conversation about that, but I'm rocking with that for now. So shout out to Omi. That's why I do what I do. Y'all send Omi, tag Omi, and let him know that Anton from AntonDaniels.com continues to rock with him.